Alright. Now, Charlie, whatever he wants to call himself, right? I guess he don't really read the Bible and apply it to itself, right? Called 2 Peter 2, chapter 2, verses 4 and 5, identify the sons of God in Genesis chapter 6 as angels, right? And this is how it does that. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Now, what the angels are teaching us to do, though, is judge and condemn each other, right? By the appearance of a general law, and trying to apply it to everyone, you're sinning. The problem is, right, accidentally or on purpose, we can all break the rules, right? Now, in Jude 4, we again hear the same warning. For there are certain men crept in unaware, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness, in denying the only Lord God and our Lord Jesus Christ. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed them that believe not. Right. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitations, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness, the judgment of the great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise, also, these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignitaries, or dignities, Yet Michael the archangel, which means head angel, right, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuke thee. But these speak evil of those things which they know not. But what they know naturally, as brute beasts, in these things they corrupt themselves. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Baal for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Corey. These are spots in your feasts of charity, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carrying about of winds, trees whose fruit wither. Without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots, raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame. Wandering stars to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. And that's part of the point. You're speaking against love, right? By doing each other and judging each other for the good and evil you do. See, what you're thinking, though, is, oh, someone did something wrong. Let's punish them, right? Well, the thing is, punishment alone can't stop someone from doing wrong if they're going to do wrong, right? See, the people who are doing the wrong, they know if you catch them, you're going to punish them, right? But you have to stop them somehow, too. That's the catch-22, right? Now, the irony is, though, if you murder a murderer, you're no better than the murderer. That's irony. And why do you think we die even a natural death? Something died and is still dead, right? Refusing to let the Spirit of God return him to the body for which it was made for him, right? See, something has to die and stay dead, right? And refuse to let God resurrect it from the dead and stay in the darkness of death. That something is Satan. But even he can transform into an angel of light, right? So that's why some people are thinking righteousness alone, right, is the answer when it's not. No. It's called self-righteousness when you do it Satan's way, right? Because not only were Adam and Eve told not to eat of the tree's fruit, right, he too ate of their fruit, right, of their body, right, and not only tricked them, right, and deceived them, right, but also did it himself. Now, if you read Ezekiel 31, you're told what happens to his body, right? It went down into the grave after he gave birth to the child he conceived with Adam. And Eve had to raise 3 children. One possibly Satan's son, Cain, right, or Cain, right. The other possibly Adam's son, right, or Abel, or Hebel. And the other, the daughter of the devil himself. Some of you, like in the song by the Eagles, don't realize some women out there are the daughter of the devil himself, right? Whoa. Mhm. But again, right, they're confused because the men are confused and thinking judgment and righteousness without grace and forgiveness can save them, right? It can't, right? That's why the Bible gives you a list of rules, but it's hard to keep those rules. Mm-hmm. Now, this is also called the tribulation period. Why, right? Well, at the end of Revelations, the angel tells John that the just are going to be unjust just still, and the unjust are going to be unjust still, right? That's so that they can be judged, right? As either being a part of the devil's kingdom or God's kingdom when we're part of both, right? Right. Right. See, you don't even know how long the sixth day was. Nor the fifth, nor the fourth, nor the third, nor the second, nor the first, right? Or day one, as the Hebrews called it. Yom Echad, right? But Yom Echad is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as Yom Echad, or as a night in the watch, according to Psalms 90, verse 4. Mm-hmm. Now, I can only show you the scriptures. I can't make you believe. I can't change your mind because you're following either the just angel or the unjust angel, right? Right. And one of them is tricking you into the knowledge of good and evil, right? The other one is trying to teach you unconditional love, but there are still conditions you have to do to each other to be truly in love, right? That's the problem too, right? Now, does God say two men can't love each other? No, right? But you also can't just have sex for the sake of sex sake, right? And not also do that in love, right? One is of the flesh and a different attitude of the other. Now, am I gay? No. I don't feel gay, right? It don't tempt me either way. But if it tempts you, my job is to try and help you understand the Lord's way of seeing it, right? It's just a sex act anyway, but the difference is if you do it in love, it's different than just doing it for sex, for mechanical purposes, to please just yourself, right? That's more of a commitment, right, between two men, too, right? God ain't saying, though, even through Moses abolishing it and calling it an abomination, right, that he condemns it. Moses, based on his understanding of the tyrant king Pharaoh, right, is teaching us good and evil. Now, if you have to kill someone though to stop him from doing it, you're taking revenge, right? The vengeance belongs to God, right? Now, I don't say you don't need to stop, again, a serial killer or someone like that, right? Of course you do, right? You might could even, give them the death penalty, right? If they what? Refuse to repent. Refuse to repent, right? Refuse to see their acts as evil, right? Now, if things happen beyond your control, like if my stepdaughter were to wake me up in the middle of the night, I wouldn't know what was going on. Because I'm not expecting her to wake me up in the middle of the night, right? If she does, I can only deal with it whether it happened or not, in a hypothetical situation. Now, the one saying it happened, though, is trying to pretend I molested her without any evidence of molestation coming from the child or the mother at the time. Right. And even though I moved back to base, right, because the mother left me stranded in Tennessee, had nothing to do with the little girl, right? Anyway. That's why I moved back to base, right? Because her mom left me stranded in Tennessee, right? And not to get revenge on her through harming her daughter either. But you might say, well, why say I could have molested her but didn't, right? Well, from what I'm watching on SVU, I needed to say something about it. To make sure you understand, I didn't seek revenge on the mother for leaving me stranded in Tennessee by going after the daughter or her. I just simply moved back to base. That's the point of that. Right. Now, even the daughter herself, though, or the boyfriend, or the dad, or whoever it is, right? If it's not them, right? Only immediate family can even know, right? Or even suspect, right? But if it's not immediate family, right, I would have to tell someone about it, right? Still, after it could have happened, right? I was on base for at least 3 weeks, right? And even after the accident on base, my ex-wife still didn't say nothing happened, right? And you don't just go from that to that, right? From the time I left the apartment to move back on base to the time I fell was still close to 3 weeks, right? And no one interfered with me except for the fact that I got locked out the room and didn't have no place to sleep for the night, right? Though I was going to go out and get something to eat and maybe stay off base if I met a girl or not, right? Right. I was going to try at least. But if, again, I didn't, I would just come back to base, right? Right. I don't even know if that would have happened or not, right? But that was my intention. It was payday and a Thursday, I believe, when I fell on the 15th, right? I at least remember that much, right? Now, the thing is, though, someone would have to have gotten mad about it all, right? And try to take the law into their own hands that night. And that's what I mean, right? And try to punish me like they had the right to when that's not what grace is all about, right? So I don't know who it was and can only guess, of course, right? What really happened and why they're on my case about it, right? But it still don't mean I can change anything or do anything different than what I remember I did, right? So that's the whole point there. I know not to touch a little girl. Now, would I help her go to the bathroom? Yeah, that might be something different, but like I said, right? And undress her. Maybe if she was in the living room with me to help her get to the bathroom, sure. Why would I do that, though, right? Well, I didn't know why she was in the living room with me in the first place. And if she's in the living room with me, she still has to walk to the toilet, which is still a few feet away. So you got to take off her underwear at least. So only if she doesn't walk to the toilet would you then wonder what else was going on and maybe check her out to make sure she didn't pee, which might involve smelling her crotch area, but not really licking her, right? See, that's the point, right? I'm making that part up, though my ex-wife never told me, right? Especially after the fall, that something happened there, right? Or not. Nor did we bring it up for 11 years, right? And the blog doesn't explain anything directly happening to the girl either, right? Because based on what SVU was showing me, I was just admitting I could have done something but didn't, right? Even though I was only sleeping on the couch, right? That's proximity to the child, right? Not meaning I actually did anything, right? So if I said I could have done something but didn't, that's different, right? That means proximity there, right? And I do know about child molestation, but that thought never crossed my mind, right? At all. Right. To even touch a little girl or wake her up because she was sleeping with her mom anyway, right? There you're talking about double jeopardy. Because of the possibility of waking up the mom, I was comfortable on the couch, right? Until I moved back to base anyway, right? That's all I can tell you, too. Until I moved back to base, I was sleeping on the couch, right? Even before the little girl came back, right? So what more can a man tell you but that? That's all I know, right? Though, you got only the mom whom I would have to tell and wake up if her daughter came in there to me. Part of my responsibility, right, if our daughter does come in there to me, is to only get her back safely to her mother. Right? So, only if she acted weird about going to the bathroom, anyway, would something weird have happened to make sure she didn't pee herself, right? And even after that, right, I wouldn't try to have sex with her, but maybe a shower. Why that? Because if I smelt something, right, and smelt her, she would need a shower. Though I could also think better of that part and not go through with it, right? So that could mean I undressed briefly, right, to see if she could handle the shower, but then thought better of it too, right? So I'm just making it up as a possibility, right? Not really sure anything happened, right? So if all this occurred, though, that's when I would wonder, whoa, what's going on here, right? Exactly. Because the girl would also have to wait while I undress, right? And I would also, to see if she was comfortable with my nudity, walk around the couch area, but not get on her or do anything weird, right? Or try to have sex with her, right? Or even masturbate to her, like I said in the book, right? So I said that was a dream, right? So again, right, if I'm confused with the mental illness at the time too, am I going to remember any real details or not think that would seem like a weird dream, whether it happened or not? Yeah. Right. But the real problem comes that I ask her who showed her that if she did all that with me. Hell, it would be bad enough her doing the other story I said, right, of waking me up if I was sleeping on the couch and trying to shape me while I'm sleeping on the couch, right? If I was facing outward from the couch, right? If you know what I mean there, too, right? That would be a weird thing to wake me up with in the middle of the night, right? But not unusual if she's 4, right? And was trying to go to the bathroom there as well, right? Like I said, right? Though neither story proves a crime, right? Or that I'm trying to have sex with her and violate the bedroom, which is the mother and the daughter's private area. Someone would have to violate my area, right? Namely, the daughter by herself, right? Which that could implicate coaching, right? Or again, the mom was taking her to the bathroom herself, right? But then ducked back into the bedroom for some reason, right? When she disappeared in the living room, right? Well, if the mom was up, should she have ran in after the daughter to make sure she didn't wake me up? Yeah, yeah. Right. So I don't know what was going on, right? And I'm only trying to give you logical hypotheticals, right? Nothing too far, nothing too bad, nothing too crazy now, right? And nothing out the realm of possibility, but I'm not even sure this happened. And we've been talking about it for over 15 years on YouTube, right? So what can I do if I don't remember for sure what happened and you've been ragging me for 15 years, right? And I have had weird encounters with girls, though they were of age, right? Right? Right. And all the women I was with were over 18. Not one was under 18, right? I don't know. That I recall. Now, I did have a few of my ex-lovers to have a daughter. And one of them did put her vagina in my face the next morning, right? Mm-hmm. But I still don't know what all happened. And me and the mom got in sometime around 1, right? But there's still several hours before morning, right? So unless the daughter seduced me, right, and I tried to talk her out of it too, right, I don't know why she would even do something like that. Mm-hmm. But like I said, that would explain why I also pointed out that I could have molested her but didn't, right? Though this little girl was on top of me trying to put her crotch in my mouth, right? Liquor or something. And I didn't. Which I never told none of this to Daphne, right? Or my ex-wife, right? Or anybody, right? You don't know what the hell's going on, right? You just know she's not supposed to, right? And the other time the daughter was around the same age, right? After the fall, when I was home on convalescent leave, right? Right. I met a second woman who had a daughter, right? But I didn't go after the daughter, only the mother, right? And stayed on the couch all night. There again, you normally go around the bed around what? The daughter went to bed somewhere around 10, 9 or 10, right? It was a school night too, I guess, right? And it was in November, right? And that's all I know happened, right? I was with the mother the night before and the morning after, right? But I don't know if the daughter did anything, right? Because, see, again, then she would have to come in there to me if I was, again, sleeping on the couch. Now, one of them, I know, happened before I even met Daphne, and one of them happened after, but in neither one did I do anything, right? I just stayed in the living room, right? In both circumstances, right? Though these girls were old enough that if they were molested, they could have came in there later on, right? I just don't recall they actually did or not, right? And felt like I slept until morning, right? Right. In both situations, right? So I don't really know nothing different happened with the stepdaughter, though she was only 4, and she shouldn't have, right? With a strange man sleeping on the couch, right? Having done more interaction with him than maybe eating dinner, right? I know. She wouldn't come in there to be that late at night either, right? Right? Right. And that's what I mean. Though 2 of them were old enough, they might could have done something, right? To me, but not me then, not you then. Because I never left the living room all night, right? In both instances, in all 3 instances, right? And that's the point, right? Okay.